Church and Druckers. Martin, Cot. Cot says good to see you. Player says hello. Martin seems different from how I remembered him. Cot says oh, that's right. He was still gone by the time you left Tassing. He returned several weeks later, like he always did. Option 1 of 2 was it his travels or time that changed him? Option 2 of 2 is he still causing trouble for the town? Option 1 of 2 was it his travels or time that changed him? Cot says only God knows the truth of a man's heart. But I suspect the challenges he faced on the road improved his memories of home. He hasn't stolen anything or run off in years. Truly, the Lord provides for his faithful. Player says he and Otto were arguing the other day, though. Do you know why? Cot says were they? I'm sorry, Andreas, but I don't know anything about that. Martin supports Otto in his cause against the abbot's taxes. They didn't have any cause to fight. Player says I don't know, Cot. Their argument was quite heated. Would Martin have any reason to hurt Otto? Cot says of course not. They'd become close friends these past few years. Like brothers. Player says even brothers quarrel. Cot says. After Franz died, God blessed me by returning my son to me healed of his darkness. We should be giving thanks that the Lord led Martin to the light. Option 1 of 3 while you weren't blind to his flaws before. You know men like him don't change. Option 2 of Cot says trust me, Andreas. I know my own son. Martin would never do such a thing. Option 1 of 2 as you say. Option 2 of 2 thank you for talking with me, Cot. Cot says thank you for hearing me out. Until later, Andreas. Player says until then, Cot. Cot says hello, Andreas. Martin. Martin says hello, Andreas. Martin. Brigitte. Brigitte says hello, Andrea. Player says could you spare a moment, Brigitte. Brigitte says I suppose. What do you? Player says it was so strange seeing Martin. Brigitte says what do you mean? Option 1 of 3 it seems like he came back from his travels a changed man. Option 2 of 3 last time I was in Tassing, he ran off. Now he's back, and I didn't recognize him. Option 3 of 3 he was an ass last time I saw him, but he seems changed now. Option 1 of 3 it seems like he came back from his travels a changed man. Brigitte says for the better, yes. For all the grief he gave me, we're happy now. Is that so bad? Option 1 of 2 no. Of course not. Option 2 of 2 I just didn't expect it of Martin. Option 1 of 2 no. Of course not. Player says he did get into an argument with Otto when I was coming into town, though. What happened there? Brigitte says why all the questions about my husband, Andreas. Option 1 of 4 I am looking for any reason someone might want to murder Otto. Option 2 of 4 I am trying to figure out who murdered Otto. Option 3 of 4 lie I'm trying to catch up on everything that's changed in Option 4 of 4 remain silent. Option 3 of 4 lie I'm trying to catch up on everything that's changed in Tassing. Brigitte says. You're a poor liar, Andreas. Option 1 of 2 I am looking for any reason someone might want to murder Otto. Option 2 of 2 remain silent. Option 1 of 2 I am looking for any reason someone might want to murder Otto. Brigitte says Otto was pressing Martin to support him in the town commons. Martin has changed, but his history in this town is remembered. He doesn't want to cause more trouble. He didn't want to speak in the commons because he's afraid of the abbot. They squabbled over it. That's all. Player says Otto threatened Martin if he didn't cooperate. What was your husband so afraid Otto knew? Help me understand the truth, Brigitte. Brigitte says. Martin does have a secret. My Martin never came back. He died on the road. The man who came back is Jobst Farber. He traveled with my husband and when Martin died, he took my husband's place. They looked alike. No one even noticed. Jobst has been a better husband than Martin ever was. He had a rough past, but he's a changed man. He saved the farm, and our family. He works hard, and lets me spend as much time with Veronica as I want. He's a miracle I never expected to have. I don't know how Otto found out, but I'm not surprised he held it over Jobst to get his way. That wasn't fair of Otto, but Jobst wouldn't kill Otto over it. Option 1 of 3. If anyone finds out he's impersonating Martin, he could face a criminal charge. Option 2 of 3. But how well do you know Jobst? Really? Option 3 of 3. But he has gotten into trouble before, hasn't he? Option 1 of 3. If anyone finds out he's impersonating Martin, he could face a criminal charge. Brigida says one far less severe than murder. Please, Andreas. I'm pregnant with his child. He's a good man. Leave us out of this. Option 1 of 3. I'll do what I can to keep your family safe. Option 2 of 3. I can't promise anything, Brigida. Option 3 of 3. Jobst isn't Martin, Brigida. You don't know what he could be capable of. Option 1 of 3. I'll do what I can to keep your family safe. Brigida says thank you, Andreas. I'll see you later. Player says until then. Brigida. Hans says hey, Andreas. You really think those soldiers are going to? Option 1 of 2 very possible. Option 2 of 2 God knows. Option 1 of 2 very possible. Hans says damn. I guess our taxes won't really matter if we're killed. Option 1 of 2 yes, that is one way to look at it. Option 2 of 2 you're not going to get killed. It'll be alright. Hans says I hope so, Andreas. Hans. Hello, Johann. Johann says Andreas, you and me need to talk. Option 1 of 2 all right. What's on your mind? Option 2 of 2 DOE? Option 1 of 2 all right. What's on your mind? Johann says why are you helping the abbot? You know what he's been doing to our family? Option 1 of 2 because he's innocent. Option 2 of 2 Peter is threatening the entire abbey, not just the abbot. Option 1 of 2 because he's innocent. Johann says innocent? I don't believe it. And even if he didn't kill Otto, he's been slowly killing us for years. I'm not smart like Otto, but I'm not so dumb that I don't know when I'm being shit on. Option 1 of 2 I said, he's innocent. Option 2 of 2 Do you really think that burning down the abbey will make things better? Johann says I don't know, but if the abbot doesn't care about what happens to us, maybe we need to hurt something he does care about. Option 1 of 3 that's a dangerous gamble, Johann. The Duke's soldiers could easily raise all of Tassing if you do anything drastic. Option 2 of 3 burning the abbey isn't going to accomplish anything. Option 3 of 3 say nothing. Option 2 of 3 burning the abbey isn't going to accomplish anything. Johann says you may be right, but I don't know what else to do. Do what you have to do, Mailer. Hans. Big Jurg says hey, Andrea. Option 1 of 2 HOW are you doing, Jurg? Option 2 of 2 can you get your dad to calm down? Option 1 of 2 HOW are you doing, Jurg? Big Jurg says I'm alright. Veronica's helping Eva and Dad's mad all the time. I've tried talking to him, but he won't back down now that Otto's, well, I don't know what else to do. We won't make the winter if we don't do something. Option 1 of 3 we'll work something out with the abbot. Just give it time. Option 2 of 3 let me solve Otto's murder first. Then we can worry about the rest. Option 3 of 3 if Peter hadn't flown off the handle, this would have been a lot easier. Option 1 of 3. Option 2 of 3 let. Option 1 of 3 we'll work something out with the abbot. Just give it time. Big Jurg says I sure hope so. I'll see you later, Andreas. Player says until then. Big Jurg. Andreas. Andres says Andreas, how did you get caught up in another murder? Option 1 of 3 bad luck. Option 2 of 3 I am not trying to do it, I swear. Option 3 of 3 maybe God wants me to solve murders instead of making art. Andres says seems like a bad way to put food on the table, but maybe you're right. Listen, Andreas, I can't talk any sense into Peter. I understand he's angry. We're all angry, but threatening the abbey, burning down the abbey? The Duke's soldiers will tear this town apart. Option 1 of 2 I am doing what I can, Andres. Option 2 of 2 if Peter won't listen to you, what makes you think I carry any more weight with him? Andres says thank you. I know Peter is mostly bluster but I'm just worried for all of us. Player says I understand. I'll talk to you later, Andres. Andres says until then. Eva says oh, Andreas. Option 1 of 2 I am so sorry, Eva. Option 2 of 2 are you alright? Option 1 of 2 I am so sorry, Eva. Eva says I knew something like this would happen. He believed in what he was doing. I know he was doing the right thing, but Andreas I was so scared. I don't know what I'm going to do now. Option 1 of 3 I am sure your family can help you, Eva. Option 2 of 3 we'll get through this, all of us. Option 3 of 3 it's hard to deal with death that's so sudden. Option 2 of 3 we'll get through this, all of us. Eva says if my father doesn't get us all killed. God, I hope he doesn't. I'm sorry, Andreas. I'm just so tired. Player says it's alright. Maybe we could come back later and share a meal together. Eva says yes, I think that would help. Later, player says until then, Eva. Central Autolia. Autolia says Andreas. Option 1 of 3 UP until the murder, I suppose. Option 2 of 3 NO. I'm not quite accustomed to these rural traditions. Option 3 of 3 NOT as much as you did. Option 1 of 3 UP until the murder, I suppose. Autolia says They only seem to happen when you're here. What are you doing back here, anyway? Option 1 of 2 I came to pay my respects to Brother Pierrot. Option 2 of 2 I don't need your permission to visit Tassing. Option 1 of 2 I came to pay my respects to Brother Pierrot. Autolia says why? He can't hear you. He's gone. Option 1 of 3 seems like a strange response for a woman who made a shrine to her dead husband. Option 2 of 3 I believe he can hear me. Option 3 of 3 for my own sake, I suppose. Option 1 of 3 seems like a strange response for a woman who made a shrine to her dead husband. Autolia says I don't think he can hear me, idiot. It's for me. I'm not going to spend my few remaining years on this earth moaning over his grave. Player says are you related to Agnes? Autolia says go back far enough and I suppose so, but no, not really. Around the time you got her husband killed, I lost my home. That bastard, the abbot, took it from me. Agnes took me in so we could help each other. We are sisters in widowed misery. Option 1 of 3 I didn't get lucky killed. Option 2 of 3 glad I could help. Option 3 of 3 this sounds like a wonderful home. Option 1 of 3 I didn't get lucky killed. Autolia says don't tell me. It's Agnes who holds the grudge. Option 1 of 2 do you know anything about Otto's murder? Option 2 of 2 all right. Well, I'll see you later. Option 1 of 2 do you know anything about Otto's murder? Autolia says no. Why would I? And why do you care? Option 1 of 2 I am just asking. You never know who might have seen or heard something. Option 2 of 2 I don't want to see Peter and the other peasants burn down the abbey. Option 1 of 2 I am just asking. You never know who might have seen or heard something. Autolia says well I haven't. Are we done? Player says yes. Until later. Autolia says fine. Autolia. Central Town. Agnes. Central Hope, Central Town. Agnes. Agnes says Andreas, I can't talk right now. I need to watch over Rachel. Central Town. Baltasar. Baltasar says greetings, Andreas. You have arrived at the ideal. Alright, less than ideal, considering Otto's recent. Option 1 of 2 it is a great tragedy. Option 2 of 2 it took place right outside your house. You truly didn't catch anything that would be useful to my investigation? Baltasar says alas. As said, Werner and Lenhard and I were engaged in a stimulating debate when we heard the crash outside. I only saw a figure flee, but unfortunately I have no useful details on whoever it may have been. I hope you find a lead, for I have severe doubts about the involvement of the abbot in this gruesome affair. Meanwhile, I am drawing close to the final design of my latest invention. As such, I would very much like to hear your thoughts on it. Option 1 of 2. Of course. You asked me to come share ideas. Option 2 of 2. It doesn't feel most appropriate considering the circumstances, but I suppose I can listen. Option 1 of 2. Of course. You asked me to come share ideas. Baltasar says splendid. I have been devising something most unique. Come. At present, we have a problem. The peasants suffer under harsh conditions. Do you agree? Option 1 of 2. They do not have it easy, no. Option 2 of 2. That's what they've been saying. I'm not that certain, though. Life isn't easy for anyone. Option 1 of 2. They do not have it easy, no. Baltasar says they toil constantly but achieve little over bare subsistence. They are then taxed heavily. The peasants grow angrier, hence the nascent troubles all across the lands. It is a dangerous time, so I have devised a tool to lessen their drudgery. Here, take a look at the schematic. Baltasar says behold the plough. In front of it an automaton, man or beast, it matters little, dragging the plough behind it. Have you seen any artificial people before? Option 3 of Option 1 of 3. The most complex mechanism I've seen is the horloge in Prague, but sadly it wasn't functional during my visit. Option 2 of 3. The Frauenkirche clock at Nuremberg features a procession of mechanical men, Mannenlaufen, that can be seen on midday. Option 3 of 3. Can say that I have. Option 1 of 3. The most complex mechanism I've seen is the horloge in Prague, but sadly it wasn't functional during my visit. Baltasar says truly a shame. I have not visited it either, though I hope to one day, so you understand of which I speak. The intricacies of machinery, gears within gears. Symmetric coils turning a shaft system that leads to the gearing mechanism. Controls that are quite complex, but allow for it to follow a predetermined path. It toils, so the peasant does not have to. Option 1 of 3. Wouldn't it be easier without the figure in front? Move only the plough itself? Option 2 of 3. Would it have enough strength to plough through rough soil? Option 3 of 3. I see. Option 1 of 3. Wouldn't it be easier without the figure in front? Move only the plough itself? Baltasar says no, it is the puller that is important, to hold and fix and weigh down the plough. The universe reveals itself through the minute intricacies of clockwork. Baltasar says there are still a few imperfections to work out, but I can feel I am on the correct path. Tell me, Andreas, what do you think? Be truthful. There can be no progress without truth. Option 1 of 3. It's difficult to see how the effort required to make and maintain this device would be less than plowing with human and animal labor. Option 2 of 3. It's great. Option 3 of 3. Honestly, it's shit. Option 1 of 3. It's difficult to see how the effort required to make and maintain this device would be less than plowing with human and animal labor. Baltasar says, I am on a fool's errand, am I not? It is what my father would have said as well. I fear I am a disappointment. Option 1 of 2. Is that why you decided to stay in Tassing instead of returning home? Option 2 of 2. Your father is also an inventor? Option 1 of 2. Is that why you decided to stay in Tassing instead of returning home? Baltasar says it was a part of it, yes. I could not face my father after my travel. Player says why did you leave in the first place? Baltasar says I had to prove myself. To my father, I suppose. And maybe, my father had attempted to arrange for me a marriage. I did not feel ready. Option 1 of 3. It's not so bad, once you get used to it. Option 2 of 3. You were right to evade it. It's a curse sent to man by a most malevolent force. Option 3 of 3. Remain silent. Option 1 of 3. It's not so bad, once you get used to it. Baltasar says it is a commitment that causes me trepidation, even to this day. In any case, there is so much more I have to learn. My inventions have not been as successful as I would like. Option 1 of 2 perhaps it's because you are lacking the correct frame of mind. Option 2 of 2 why so? Option 1 of 2 perhaps it's because you are lacking the correct frame of mind. Baltasar says what do you mean? Player says if your inventions so far amount to little, you must change your approach. Option 1 of 5 sales. Baltas. An invention is only useful if you can turn it into a flow of profit. Option 2 of 5 doing the same thing over and over will only yield the same results. Option 3 of 5 think bigger, Baltas. Reach higher. You must have more ambition, a lofty goal. Option 4 of 5 consider the aesthetic, look for the substance that emerges from the harmony of paints. Option 5 of 5 you tried military applications, as Leonardo did. He invented many weapons. Option 1 of 5 sales, Baltas. An invention is only useful if you can turn it into a flow of profit. Baltasar says I am in no lack of funds, my friend. The investments I have made to many companies hold off any worries. Progress is not about profit, it is about the betterment of mankind. But I thank you, Andreas. I invited you to exchange thoughts, and you have proven most valuable. This conversation has given me much to consider, but now, I guess I must return to work. Player says good luck, Baltas. Baltasar. Ulrich says Andreas. It seems you're in the thick of another mystery again. Option 1 of 3 it's not by my choosing, I swear. Option 2 of 3 so it would seem. Option 3 of 3 I solved the last one. I'll solve this one. Option 1 of 3 it's not by my choosing. Ulrich says it's good of you to take it on, in any case. We need your help. The peasants are angry. Even if what you and Casper said about the abbot makes sense, they don't want to hear it. It's too easy to blame Father Gernot for Otto's murder. Option 1 of 2 do you know anything about who might have killed Otto? Option 2 of 2 can you talk to Peter? He's putting everyone in danger by threatening the abbey. Option 1 of 2 do you know anything about who might have killed Otto? Ulrich says Andreas, if I knew anything, I'd tell you. I'd tell Peter. I am critical of the abbot, but I still love the man. I still love all of the brothers and sisters at Kiersaw. I don't want to see them harmed any more than you do. If I see or hear anything that could help, you'll be the first person I tell. Option 1 of 2 thanku, Ulrich. Option 2 of 2 all right. I'll keep doing what I can. Option 1 of 2 thanku, Ulrich. Ulrich says it's the least I can do. Keep faith, Andreas. Trust in Providence. We are all in God's hands. Ulrich. Lenhart says Andreas. Player says hello, Lenhart. Lenhart says sure. What do you want? Option 1 of 2 just letting you know I'm onto you. Option 2 of 2 I know about you and Hannah. Lenhart says so. Option 1 of 3 don't you have any propriety? Option 2 of 3 I don't give a damn that you're cheating, but I heard you two by the ruins. Option 3 of 3 Lenhart, you're married. That's an affront to God. Option 2 of 3 I don't give a damn that you're cheating, but I heard you two by the ruins. Lenhart says I told Hannah not to meet me there in the middle of the day. Stupid bitch. You think I give a shit who knows about us? I've fucked most of the women in this town, Andreas. No one has ever done anything about it. You won't change that. You don't scare me. What do you want? Option 1 of 3 you said I could be a problem. Option 2 of 3 you asked Hannah if she could be a murderer, but she never answered. Do you think she killed Otto? Option 3 of 3 she said you both wanted Otto gone. Lenhart says of course we did. He was causing trouble. Doesn't mean I killed him, and I said as much. Option 1 of 2 what about her? Option 2 of 2 you could have lied to her. Option 1 of 2 what about her? Lenhart says Hannah? Ha! She's a devilish woman, sure, but too cowardly. She won't even admit to her husband he's a cuckold, much less murder Otto. If you're really looking for someone to blame, try Martin. There's something off about him, and Otto knew it. Now, can we be done with this tiresome inquisition? I have things to do, Lenhart.